Taking notes.
Yes. What do you expect? Just talk about stuff. About the good old things, the good old days. Okay.
I'll be upset if my mom will be yelling at me.
Oh, I like that.
Sometimes I do that.
What's up, Shadow? Is your person still here? Who's your guy?
That's Alyssa.
She's so bad. That's so rude. And we're recording too.
She's gonna watch this. That was the one video she actually watches. Yeah.
That's so sad. So do you got? Has everyone met the Shadow?
No.
Wait, no. I met Ruby's. Wait, yeah.
What the heck?
Is this Northern Europe or Eastern Europe?
All of them. All the pro. We'll wait for Alyssa to get back and we'll do introductions. We'll feel like we know you.
Is this same
Wait, did we do movement already? No.
No, we just did region and culture.
Okay, so we're just giving movement.
Yeah, we'll be back. No worries.
And location and place.
So you want to introduce your Shadow real quick?
Oh yeah.
That'd be kind of balling. Go ahead.
This is Olivia. Sorry, it's been a long day. This is Olivia. She goes to St. Gabriel. Her favorite class is math. She likes to play volleyball, and her favorite coach is
And it's okay to be wrong. It's fine. We accept you for doing
I thought you were going to say that, but I was like, excuse me.
Oh, I know you guys are excited to take notes and do all this kind of stuff. I know you are. But I gotta tell you something real quick. Dude, quit eyeballing her, quit being mugging her. I know you're a gentle soul, you would never be mean. They're like, whatever, I totally saw her in the street fighting some dude for $20. That's not true.
Are you not
Right. So here's the deal. One of the things I want to do with you guys, as you guys know, is go over how to properly take notes. And one of the tricks And one of the things I want to do is go over what exactly it is you should be looking for. Now, some of you guys is going to be old hats, not a big deal. But first and foremost, the thing I really want you guys to know is proper names of things. So if there's a name for something, you need to be able to tell me what that is, to be able to identify that. Because, there's a lot of funny names and funny words for things, especially when we get the next couple chapters. So I just want you guys to be ready. I want you to be prepared. I want you to feel steady, ready, all locked and super prepared for this. So we'll see this right here. So easy. You're not steady. You're not ready. No. You're so mad. Except I'm blinded by all this healing rage. So what I want to do is I want to take all these fun words and I'm going to put them right here on the board, right? So that's going to be our guide for all the things that we need to know. So we're going to start with the first word. You're useless. You're dead to me. So we got C-work, so we're going to keep going with Dutch. Holder, there's a word. We've had that one before. And then we have the word dikes. So we're going to write that right there. And then we're going to keep going. Turpin, that's another word. keep scrolling down, another Dutch, zero. Oh my God, that's that word. Oh my goodness. The Isselmare is actually really close. Isselmare, that's how you pronounce that. Or Zader Zay. So for an or, we put a slash and just write it right next to it, because when it's an or, it means either or it's a similarity. So then we go to the way along. No, it's pretty good, except for the North Sea, but that's a place we don't worry about that. So that's more or less going to be our basis for discussion for this whole first section. So whenever I'm taking notes, I'm looking for those and I'm trying to define them. If I can do that, I'm good. I don't need anything else here. So literally, this is all you need to write down. This is all that matters.
So we don't need to know that Europeans have interacted with their environment in many different and interesting ways?
Of course not.
The white there as like a...
That's what you call flavor text.
I've just been writing all this down.
Here's the thing is, the point I'm trying to make with this is a relatively small amount of words for a PowerPoint. I mean, if you add it up, yeah, it's only a paragraph. It is one written paragraph. No, it's 3 bullets. The first one is one sentence. Count the periods. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's even a small paragraph. It's a baby paragraph. It looks big because it's a big font. Right?
Is that a whole one you're supposed to give us?
No, I was being sarcastic.
Oh.
Really, more I was being condescending. That's whatever. My point is that it appears large, but it really isn't. The thing is, even with something that cut down, you can cut it down farther, and that's what I want you guys to. Don't you dare take a picture of that. I'm not going to care. That's fine. I'm sorry. I'm bad.
You're terrible.
It's not the fact that he yelled at her, it's the fact that he's just like, oh, I don't really care.
Yeah, I just, having fun. Anyways, no, that's fine. But what I want you guys to be able to do, right, is I want you to be able to see this and write that. That's the goal, right? So you got to be able to condense information, because I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of really bad PowerPoints out there. This is, I'm not going to say, mine are fantastic. Oh my gosh. It's like that. Yeah, no, I'm not going to say that mine's perfect, but, when you see some of the ones that folks do, it's like, but God, it's broken in half. And you have to be able to still get that information out of there. So that's what I'm trying to train you guys to do. Now, some of these words you guys already have had. For instance, what is polder?
It's the thing that... It's the land that is dry under the sea, held by the...
Kind of. You got there, but it's a little bit... It's land that was once under the ocean, but is not now. Or, as your textbook says, lands that was reclaimed from the sea. I never really liked that definition too terribly much because it sounds like we're waging war with the ocean. Yeah, right, we put a flag in it. We liked it, so we put a ring on it.
We did put a flag in it.
That's not wrong. Yeah, we kind of did. Anyways, but what it is you build it, right? And that's what SeaWorks is collectively. SeaWorks is any kind of engineering project involving the ocean. So technically speaking, if we build a bubble underneath the ocean and lived in it, that would be a SeaWorks. Yeah, right? Except we wouldn't do that because that'd be insane.
In Phineas and Ferb, they did it.
Well, yes, but they do a lot of things that are
I
insane.
love it. Like, they climbed the Eiffel Tower. Can you really
They're
climb?
going up the Eiffel Tower.
Dude, they built a rocket and fought a mummy.
And they climbed the tower, right? Oh, you have done
It's over here. I'm just waiting. It's on you. Oh, dude, you missed out on the last part.
But it takes a long time.
It wasn't the face we were gonna do it all. Mom!
Can you
Power Chorus. How do you hate that show?
I used to love that show.
I used to have the Quirky Worky song as my ringtone.
The what?
The song they always play when they're working. Studio up, studio up, studio up.
Why am I not surprised?
I know, it was hilarious.
I love that.
Right. Anyways, so a sea work is again what?
It's anything engineered in the ocean.
Kind of. It's an
Any
engineering project.
built in the ocean.
What?
So the biggest of which in Europe is the IJsselmeer. Let me show you pictures. Wadden, IJsselmeer, Markermeer. Oh my goodness, so many words. It's Dutch, right? So it's the Netherlands. Basically what they did is all of this was part of the North Sea. That was an inlet, right? They built a dam or dike across it, and they cut off the ocean. Then they redirected all these fresh waterways into it, and over time the salt water was filtered out and became a freshwater lake, but the water level sank way down. So the thank you. These green parts right here, here, and here, those actually are land. That is polar that was created. So if we look at it from a weather image, this is what it looks like. What's neat is you can actually see there's a road you can drive across the dike into the IJsselmeer. Or not into it, that'd be into the water. But if we focus on this part right here, you can actually see what it looks like. You can see all the various city streets, sort of grid design. That's what I'm talking about? So that's the place they built on, right? So that's that. That's it in a nutshell. Let's turn to our next example, Venice. Right. So Venice has a system of canals, including the Grand Canal, which are waterways that are navigable. So you guys remember we watched Discovery Atlas, and you guys saw Alessandro, who was the gondolier.
Yeah.
So what did he do for a living?
He rode boats.
He rowed boats, yeah. Not
Rode people on boats.
well, yeah.
No, he delivered.
Well, he did all kinds of stuff, yeah, with the rig cow. He mostly delivered people. But the point is that he navigated the canals. Now, the thing is, when the city was built, it was built on a swamp. The reason it was built there was because it had a natural harbor to the Adriatic, which was a major trade port. Now, the swamplands are not really great lands to build on because things sink in the swamp. In fact, they had to sink giant oaken pylons into the ground till it hit rock so they could build on top of it. Now, unfortunately, because of a variety of reasons, Venice is sinking.
Really?
Yes, Venice is sinking.
How quickly?
Well, I'll show you pictures here in just a second. So Venice is sinking. Why? Well, there's really kind of three main reasons. Number one is pollution. Number two is salt erosion.
Imagine if you lived there and you'd be like, oh, by the way, your home's sinking.
And number three, that is a very real problem, yeah. You're absolutely right.
You just wake up and you like.
Well, it's not like it's like, but it's concerning because they don't know how to fix it. There have been all kinds of crazy ideas on doing it, including giant balloons. Inflate giant balloons underneath the city and they'll push it up.
How would you get that under the land?
Well, that's the thing you have to understand is Venice isn't built all on land. It's actually built on a system of stilts, essentially. So that wood is actually being eroded by salt water. Salt water is incredibly corrosive.
Why don't they just go in and put cement under it?
Yeah, put some.
Well, how would that dry?
Put
Why do they build bridges?
Caissons.
Then you
metal
know.
casings.
The problem is caissons you have to build, like, it takes quite a lot of effort engineering to do one, much less like 5 or 6 for a bridge.
Well,
We're talking
it's
literally
same
hundreds of
here.
thousands. And that is true, but we're trying to find a more efficient way of doing it. There's no guarantee that would even work. The reason
You
is,
could have encased the city and it was.
well, they talked about that as well. The problem though is underwater welding is very expensive and difficult to do. It's not that we can't come up with a solution per se, it's finding one that's affordable. Yeah.
Isn't it like, even though like, yeah, we could build stilts under it, but like, in a river is only like 60 feet deep, the ocean's like 2,000 feet deep, right?
I think you're thinking 20,000 leagues, but yeah, it depends on where you are.
I did know that.
So savage. Ouch. 20,000 leagues under the sea, Captain Nemo? Nobody?
No.
Oh dear.
I've heard of that. Of what? I've heard of that. I just don't know what it is.
It's a novel by the author Jules Verne. Yeah. He was basically a science fiction writer in the 19th century. The thing is, a lot of the science fiction created is actually real now. So like he wrote about like an electrical submarine, which we totally have. You know, so. Anyway, guys, let me show you some pictures. So first off, that is a map of Venice. If you're to look at it, you know, that's kind of what it looks like getting around from place to place. And of course, you guys have seen stuff like this. The problem is at night, this is the city. Yeah.
That's awesome. Isn't that like Paris? Don't they should be on the cement, just like
Oh, yeah.
Isn't Paris?
Yeah, that's Venice.
But isn't Paris like that? Like they have that river?
They have the Seine, but that doesn't do this.
Or no, in Amsterdam, they have like a river, and like on one side you have buildings, the other side you have buildings.
I mean, they probably have things like this a lot of places, but Venice is what we're talking about here. Anyway, so the idea here is human-environment interaction. We're talking about how are we dealing with the environment, and obviously there are naturally occurring things. As I said, salt is incredibly corrosive. In fact, it's basically a low-grade acid that works to slowly but surely eat away at things. If you ever have the desire to join the Navy, one of the things you're going to learn how to do is paint constantly. Paint.
Like,
Yeah, painting. Because you have to constantly paint the ship or else it will rust right out from under you and you'll sink. Yeah. It is a common tradition that basically you will be painting at all hours of the night constantly.
what do you mean? Does paint help it not rust?
Yes, because it seals the metal.
Can't we find a better solution?
No.
Covered in
Because the thing to understand about water is that water itself constantly erodes things, right? That's erosion, that's what it
What
does.
about cruise ships?
Oh yeah, they do the same thing.
well, then how do you
That's
paint
merchant marine.
in the water?
Well, in that particular case, you're using,
Actually,
remember sort of use special kinds of paints that will do that. Now, obviously, you have to pull it out of the water every now and again. It's called dry dock, and you paint the bottom parts of it. So they have slightly better materials for that. But the problem isn't just the part that's in the water, because, again, if you think about it, take the Titanic, right? It's been sunk for since what is it, 1913?
Yeah, 1912.
1912. And, you know, since then, it's had a lot of different things going through it. It's still there. It's broken down significantly, but it's still there. The problem is also stuff in the air, because oxidization. Now, I will say this. The other thing is pollution plays a dramatic role in eating away things. I presume you guys know acid rain, right? So the problem with acid rain isn't so much what it does to people directly, although certainly if it gets in the drinking water, it's terrible. And it's not like, first of all, I don't know if you guys have ever studied much into acid rain. It's not like, you know, you walk into the rain, it's like, you start like turning into powder or something. It's like some kind of horror Indiana Jones type thing. Just something bones in the middle of the street. It's more like when it sits on something for a while, it eats away at it. So like, you know, it'll strip the paint off a car, that sort of thing. If you take somewhere like Italy, though, a lot of these buildings are being destroyed by acid rain. And also, it's really, really bad if it gets into plants and animals, things like that, because it will kill them. So pollution is a tremendous problem throughout Europe. For one thing, there's an issue of transboundary pollution. Transboundary pollution is pollution that crosses the border between two nations. How do you work at cleaning up pollution whenever it's another nation doing it? I mean, you can ask them, stop polluting our air, and they go, no. What are you going to do about it?
No.
World War.
Right? I mean, to go to war? That is an option. It's not a good one, but it's something you can do. So dealing with transboundary pollution is a problem. In addition, acid rain has destroyed different forest lands, such as Germany's Black Forest. It eats away at statuary. In fact, if memory serves, I think it's in Norway. It might be Denmark or something like that. I think it's a Nordic country. Anyways, there's this statue that's sort of infamous in a graveyard that looks like an angel, but because of the acid rain, it's like weeping black tears. So it looks super creepy. And if memory serves, it's actually been used on more album covers than any other statue on Earth. Okay, hang on.
What, did you say turban was?
Turpin is high ground used for safety in seaworks construction. So I don't know if you guys, angel statue
I
black.
feel like I've seen it before. That's so like grunge.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, it's in Cleveland, Ohio? No, that's not right. I think that's the one. Is it in Cleveland? Where is this? It's in Cleveland. I'm gonna laugh. I thought it was in Europe. Lakeview Cemetery.
Well, oh,
Everything is on Pinterest.
exactly. Colleen goes saying, follow me.
That's hilarious. It is in Cleveland. I thought it was in Europe. That's hilarious. It's in Cleveland.
Well, let's go to Cleveland, field trip.
You know, Cleveland, Ohio, which is in a Nordic country. Wrong.
How do you think that was in Europe?
I don't remember. The problem is I read so much like stuff that I get confused, so I probably, yeah, it's in Cleveland. I mean, you know. I just tell you guys lies all the time anyways. I mean, why would that this
Yeah,
business
but all
stuff?
of this is fake.
Oh yeah, it totally is. I just make stuff up, you know. I look at things on the internet, memes, you know, it's like whatever. Tomorrow we're talking about Nyan Cat. You really don't know Nyan Cat?
Is that the Calvary?
It's like
Yeah.
the pop car.
It's Pop Tart Cat, yeah. True story, when my eldest was dealing with colic, it was literally the only thing that would put her to sleep. I'm dead serious. I had a 12-hour-long Nyan Cat video that I would play for her to put her to bed.
Are you kidding
It was
me?
basically hell, you know? You know, whatever.
I gotta go to
Yeah, sure. All right, so anyways, long story short, pollution ends up getting mixed around quite a lot due to drainage and ends up in the hydrologic cycle. So in essence, it is a major, major problem. For this reason, European countries have been developing a significant amount of green technologies, developing electricity that does not rely on fossil fuels or burning natural gas. They've also been working on developing other construction techniques that do not pollute as much because they have a major pollution problem. That's one of the things you have to realize is as far as countries go and dealing with pollution, we're actually pretty good. Like I want to say we're 64th or 32nd, somewhere in there in terms of dealing with pollution. Yeah, something like that. Some one of those dividends, you know. And the point is that there are a lot of countries that have a lot bigger problems with pollution than we do, and so they deal with it in a lot of different ways. But one of the big ones is trying to develop differently, because the problem isn't like, let's just stop development. That can't happen. We are constantly needing to consume more and more. The question is, how do we do it intelligently? How do we do it sustainably? So that's kind of what they're leading in that sort of thing. Okay, we good on that?
Yeah.
All right.
We got you.
Cool, cool. All right, well, like I said, I didn't plan on it being a very long day today because
One more thing I'd like to, it's back a little farther in the season.